Belfast stabbing victim Stephen Ogilvie is improving and he could be awoken from a coma within the next 48 hours. 44-year-old Mr Ogilvie suffered devastating injuries, including losing his left eye during a knifing in North Belfast on Monday night, with a Sudanese asylum seeker, Hadi Alodid, who's 30, charged with attempted murder. In an update on Stephen's condition, the victim's family revealed they hope he will be released from an induced coma within the next 24 to 48 hours. Democratic Unionist Party leader Gavin Robinson confirmed that he met with the family of Mr Ogilvie, who asked him to share the update.
I say to you this afternoon I met with the family of Stephen Ogilvie, and they have asked me to share that whilst their son remains in a coma, his condition is improving. They hope, pray and trust that he will be released from that coma within the next 24 or 48 hours, at which point assessments will be made about his sight and other impacts from the atrocity that happened.
Meanwhile, North Belfast DUP politician Philip Brett added his family wish to thank the community for the support and sympathy that has been expressed to them. There is a long road to recovery and healing for Stephen and the family circle. Please keep them all in your prayers. Meanwhile, the politicians also revealed the family's distress has been compounded by photos circulating of a badly injured man in hospital. Robinson said they are utterly broken by what's happened to the son, but the distress has been compounded by the misinformation that's been circulating online. AI-generated images purporting to show Stephen have also been shared. This is completely inappropriate and deeply hurtful to a family already enduring unimaginable pain. Meanwhile, the attack has led to a wave of anti-immigrant riots, with the city remaining under heavy police presence. The Ogilvie family have issued a fresh plea for calm, with Mr Robinson saying Stephen's family have also been very clear. They don't want violence on our streets. Violence will not help Stephen, nor will it bring any comfort to those who love him. Meanwhile, a brave dad who armed himself with a hurl and stepped in to stop the horror knife attack has condemned the violent scenes in the wake of the stabbing. Morris Matthew Magtiranen, known as Matt, says it was simply his natural reaction to put himself in harm's way in a desperate bid to save the victim. Speaking about the unrest, he backed pleas from cops and politicians for calm. They're focusing on the violence, and it's not nice to see. You know, no one wants to see their city being burnt down or cars being burnt and people losing homes or valuables. Opening up in the moment he intervened on Monday, Matt recalled how he had just got back from a night out and was heading to the petrol station with a friend when he discovered the terrifying scene unfolding outside his home. Grabbing a wooden hurl, he rushed out to confront the attacker. Speaking on Good Morning Britain, Matt said, "There was blood everywhere, so the first thing is, that man needs help. It's a natural reaction for what I feel is me, and most people I know would also do the same." The Hurley belonged to his son and was in the boot of his car following a practice session. Matt explained it was pure chance he chose to take a shortcut to the petrol station. He went on to say, "If it was any of our family, we'd hope they'd do the same. We're just grateful we could intervene when we could." Matt added, "I would love to see Stephen and see how he's recovering. I did speak to his family and they thanked me. I received a message from another family. I haven't been able to speak directly to him." 44-year-old Stephen Ogilvie was allegedly set upon by Sudanese asylum seeker Hadi Alodid on Monday night. It's understood he suffered significant injuries following the alleged blade attack. Mr Ogilvie, who was born in Northern Ireland and previously moved to Scotland, was attacked at a property in Livingston in 2001. At the time, he was staying with drug dealer David McLeave. The brute, then aged 21, gave Mr Ogilvie the date rape drug GBH and placed a lit cigarette between his toes. McLeave then removed Mr Ogilvie's clothes before dousing him in aftershave and setting him alight. The victim woke up to find his head and groin on fire, and the sickening incident was recorded on video. After fleeing back to his homeland, Mr Ogilvie later told authorities he feared for his life after he was forced into a car by McLeave's associates Barry and Paul Campbell. The thug was jailed for 14 years in April 2003 at the High Court in Edinburgh. His accomplices, Paul Campbell, then aged 20, Thomas Irvin, who was 21, Edward Lindsay, who was 23, and 21-year-old Lee Kingham, were all jailed for drug offences. Barry Campbell, then aged 21, was also sentenced to 6 years in prison for his part in abducting Mr Ogilvie and possessing a rifle without a licence. The criminal gang claimed to be linked to the Belfast wing of the Ulster Volunteer Force, a loyalist paramilitary organisation. At the time, Lord Hurley said the case highlighted the evil associated with the trade in controlled drugs. He told the court, "The lives of many people were adversely affected by the actions of this gang from Northern Ireland who sought to try and control the drug trade in the Calders area of Edinburgh and took over the lives and the homes of the people who lived there." Mr Ogilvie lost his left eye in the street horror on Monday night. He also suffered severe damage to his right eye, as well as injuries to his neck and back. Alodid has been detained after appearing at court charged with attempted murder, possession of an article with a blade in a public place, and threats to kill. Mass protests have erupted across Scotland in the wake of the attack, with police clashing with hooded thugs. Tension spilled over on the streets of Glasgow as dozens of people gathered. Footage from the demonstration in Glasgow showed chaotic scenes in the city centre. At least one passerby appeared to be attacked and racially abused as he made his way along Buchanan Street. Police were forced to shut several bridges and roads as it seemed to spiral out of control. 2 men aged 18 and one who's 31 were all charged after 5 people were injured, including 2 police officers.
There's an inquiry team looking at the incidents from last night. That'll take a little bit of time to make sure we're capturing witness statements, CCTV, but if you were involved in violence or disorder last night, you should expect to see the police and be arrested.
There is a rising tide of the spread of hateful rhetoric in our society, and it is inciting people to behave in a reckless and aggressive and thuggish fashion in our society. This is a peaceful country. Scotland is a welcoming country, and I will exercise the leadership, as I know Mr Sarwar will do, to make sure that Scotland always remains a tolerant, welcoming and inclusive country.